Yeah, I think otherwise it would have just been like, I mean, who knows what it would have been.
Yeah.
And I think, the building as it stands, it's brought a lot of kind of culture to the region, and a lot of artists who maybe would never have been able to show outside of London, for example, because we get a lot of artists from Europe who don't really show in London and places like that. So it's kind of a little bit more exclusive that we get them in London, doesn't it? I mean, there was a big hoo-ha when Yoko Ono decided to show an exhibition here rather than picking one of the London galleries. So I mean, that in itself in the art world kind of caused a bit of a stir, that she decided she didn't want to be in London, she wanted to be in Gated. So I think it is a good thing, because I think it opens up the art to the people as well, and it brings it to the local people, and it brings a lot of tourists to the region as well. So I think it's all good. I think it was probably the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
I do. Although the building as it stands today, it's not the original. It wasn't the original design. It's weird because it was always going to have like the original kind of keep the walls and stuff original, but it was kind of going to have a glass walkway on the other side of the building, kind of like when you it kind of looked really futuristic. I saw the plans of it, and it was kind of like there was legs on the ground. There was like a glass tube that came into the building. So you entered from somewhere across this side, like above, and you came in that way. You didn't come in on the front door. You came in above, which looked really bizarre. Because you had like all this like new thing with like all the glass and stuff sticking out of it, but with the original features like of the walls of the building, it just didn't look right. So I think they've done the building quite proud. I mean, they've kept it as original as possible.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a nod to its history, but obviously it's been made into something completely different. And I think it's nice that they've kept it as original as possible. It kind of, because it was a big part of the region, and they've kept it as original as the outside as original as possible. So people who used to work here still recognise it, and they're like, I used to work there, and they come in and they say, oh, it looks completely different. And I think it's a good thing that they haven't done anything too dramatic with it. Yeah.
Still very sympathetic as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's people. A lot of people are still like really unhappy that it's been converted.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of people. It's normally people that used to work here, or people who are like from the region, and they really don't like that it's been converted. But it's the argument is, well, would you want it converted or do you want it left to rack and ruin? So I think the fact that it's been converted is a really good thing. Yeah, rather than just leaving the building just to deteriorate over the years. The only downside is because obviously it's a glass front. If it's hot in the summer, it's very hot. It's like being in a greenhouse.
Right.
Because obviously there's no windows. Like there's no windows that open. But all the floors are like temperature controlled and stuff like that. But obviously to the UK we don't really have a great weather, don't we? So. It's I mean the floors are all controlled by temperature and stuff, so the artworks are all secure. It's just obviously depends on what the weather outside is doing. If it's like, I remember a few years ago when it was a really hot summer, it was incredibly hot inside because the sun was just beaming straight through the glass. It was just heating up the galleries, and it was not a comfortable thing to work in. But it's obviously ground floor gets cold because obviously you're working and the doors are opening all day, but it's not uncomfortable to work in. And all the floors are all like controlled with the temperatures, so the artworks and everything are all secure and things like that. Well, we have our old energy centre at the back. I'll show you it when we go down level 2. So we kind of try and produce a lot of our own energy as well, and a lot of the. I mean, we used to be open late as well. We used to be open late on a Thursday night, and for a good few years. And when they were assessing the costs and stuff, and they were looking at how many people were actually coming in, like on a Thursday, and then you have staffing costs as well, and it wasn't being cost effective, so they decided to scrap the late nights to kind of save money for energy that wasn't being used, because obviously you had to light the entire gallery, and sometimes you had like 10 people in. It just wasn't worth it. So so on a night time everything pretty much gets shut down. I mean, all the exhibitions get shut down, and they normally go off about 6:30 and then get switched back on about 9:30 in the morning, so they're just kind of left off all night. It's cleaned inside every day. We have a team of cleaners who work 7 days a week. So they do the gallery floors, the toilets, all the staff areas and all the subfloors that we've got as well. All of them are all done by the team of cleaners. The front windows are cleaned by a window cleaning company who abseil down the building.
Right.
They're actually the same team that do the stage as well.
Oh, right.
So they get. I don't know how often they get done, but they do come in so often and they clean the front of the windows and stuff. So that all gets handled by outside people. And then the general upkeep of the building, we have a building services team who kind of look after the day-to-day things if light bulbs go out or the doors get stuck and things like that. So all that's kind of handled like as and when it happens.
Right.
And then if there's anything major, it's sometimes like subcontractors who come in to fix it and things like that. And the lifts are all managed by Otis. So anytime something goes wrong with them, they come in to sort it out.